relax. Pay attention to the body. Breathe. Feel the presence of your consciousness in your body. Invade your body. Don't just look at it, invade it. Wear your body like you would wear a glove. Go in it. Put some intention in it. I'm alive in my body. And there is life force. Pay attention to the life. Sneeze if you need. Oh, there is life. Stay aware of the body. Stay aware of the life. There is an experience of emotion. Even if nothing is felt, you have an emotional body. Go there. Fill your emotional self with a gentle sense of happiness in simplicity. Simply because you want it. Simple happiness. Gentle. You have a mental plane. Stay aware of the body, of the life, of the emotion. And in your mind, imagine it's a muscular structure that you are relaxing. Relax your mental body like you would your other muscles. Relax the mind. Relax the mind, the mental body. Stay aware of the physical, vital and emotional plane. Stay conscious. I invite you to open your eyes slightly and fix a point on the floor so that you will not transcend. The goal is to be incarnate. This technique is incarnation. Don't close your eyes. Stay focused. And there is soul, the body, the life, the emotion, the mind, the soul, the wisdom of observing, the wisdom of gaining consciousness through observation, the movement of causality, the feeling of being in charge of your life, karma body, causal body, the feeling of being the cause of everything. Thus, you're responsible, but you're also in charge. Feel the body, feel the life, emotional self, the relaxed mind, the observing wisdom, consciousness of causality. Pay attention to your ability to pay attention. Be aware that you are aware. Stay conscious that you are conscious. Self-awareness. I am observing my body and I am conscious I am observing my body. There is life, emotion and mind, and I am conscious that I am conscious of life, emotion and mind. Relax the idea of yourself. Relax the idea of individuality. Like you would any muscle, relax your consciousness. It is not self-awareness, it is just awareness. It is not your consciousness, it is just consciousness. It is not your body, it is just body. It is not human or soul, it is just nature and beyond. Relax locality. Relax the here and now until it is not here, it is not now, it is just that. And everything is one. There is body From the point of view you perceive and from the point of view that others perceive, there is body everywhere. There is life and emotion and mind everywhere, and it is relaxed. There is wisdom in all things. Causality has a universal movement and consciousness flowing universally in every nervous system, yours and others. In animate or inanimate matter, there is interaction of consciousness, and everything is perfectly manifested right there. And it comes from an origin. It comes from a source, a single point of non-locality. It is creator. It is conscious of all things. Let it flow down into your human limited self, and let it flow around, and allow it to be in every place, everywhere. Your body is insignificant, yet it is there. Your life and emotion and mind is insignificant, and yet it is there. And your wisdom and causality and your consciousness is insignificant, yet it is there. And there is one movement of stillness, of collaboration, of autonomy. And everything is perfect as it is, one with all things. All is just there, from the creator of all things. And beyond that, nothing. Vacuity. Forget everything. Breathe and relax and stand up gently and move your limbs slowly. I would like us then to go a bit this way. You to go a bit this way, just for the camera to pick me up. Okay. Knees bent slightly, very slightly, gently. Hips a bit forward, not too much. You're not doing aerobics. You're just slightly your hips forward. Your hands up, your elbows down, and hands facing. More than 3 inches between your hands, more. Yeah. Up to 1 feet and a half is good, just like that. Mindful and relaxed. Embodied and relaxed. You are the presence of self and you are relaxed. You're just sinking into your incarnate flesh. It's gentle. And you just rock very gently. Just to feel the movement in consciousness in your body by this slight movement. And come back to stillness. Shoulders a bit, start straight. relax your hands and sit. That's an easy way to set yourself in yesterday's mood, is it? Today, a terrible dharma. Something your ego will not appreciate, but it is essential for you to grasp the beauty of existence. So let us pray. Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. We will give a minute for those who just arrived, so that there will be no stress. We will pray just once. If you know the prayers, you go in. Oh, you want 21, don't you? Well, we'll just pray once anyway. What is this mantra, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh? It says victory to this part of us that removes obstacles. Okay? Which is the soul. Your ego is trialing you. Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. A few times is not enough, you do a mala. You want the supreme power, you do 9 malas per day for 12 days, and now you feel Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. So when I go to somewhere and I feel that the group is resisting, I just sit and I contemplate Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh, Om Jaya Shri Ganesh. It's like taming your animal ego. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Bhurbhuva Suvah Tatsavitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Triambakam Yajahamahe, Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, Urvarukam Eva Bandhanam, Mrityomuksham Amritate. Om Suklam Baradaram Vishnaham, Seshivarnam Chaturbhujaham, Prasadanavanam Diyaye Sarva Vigno Pashantaye. Agajnana Padmarkam, Yajanana Maharnisham, Anekadantanam Bhaktanam Yekarantam Upasmahe. Om Namo Bhagavate Veshaje, Guru Vedurya Prabharacharya, Tathagataya Harate, Samyak Samudaya. Tadyata Om Veshaje Veshaje, Maha Veshaje Veshaje, Raja Samudgate Swaha. Om Shanti 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 Om. All right. Change a beat. Yesterday, I was teaching you about the enjoyment of life. Was I? I told you, let's not talk about suffering. Let's talk about happiness. Forget about the suffering for a while. We're not going to talk about suffering, just happiness and everything that prevents it, which is suffering. I will ask you to be humble with yourself and courageous. Those who know the art of integration do not go and dwell too deep. I want you to master the state of gaining wisdom just for what it is. And not use integration to put your mind astray. Sometimes you listen to a seminar, live or recorded, and you listen to the video a second time or third time, you say, wow, he said that? I never heard that before. Where was your mind? It was integrating. It was busy with a part of the wisdom that you were taking. So you will integrate just what rises up quickly and then go on to something else. Okay? Stuff will rise. A major cause of suffering is yearning. Do you understand yearning? Desiring something, especially if you had something and it went away. That's not fun. It is a natural part of you to yearn. It is a natural process to want, to desire. Okay? So if you are afflicted by a desire that cannot be satisfied, well, first be positive and don't be too hard on yourself. Okay? You were built to yearn at the genetic level, emotional, mental level. You were built to want something. It is the process of the law of attraction. Okay? The law of attraction is not some kind of new age fantasy about manifestation stuff. No. It's something that already happens in nature. You're always in that. And the most basic manifestation of that in your genetic code is to yearn, is to want something. So we have been practicing incarnation. We have been practicing going down into the body. Okay? You do integration at the level of the heart. You do integration at the level of the mind with the 21 maps to the ego. You look at your heart, feel the emotion. Look at the pride, look at the feeling, the shame, the fears, and all that. Huh? Some of you learned this. Most of you. Are you okay, Selena? Right. While your head is like this, I can't see the heart. Oh, okay, thank you. What's your name? Yeah.
Dolores.
Ale Dolores. That means pain?
Yes.
All right. You like your name?
Sí.
It's a beautiful name.
Beautiful.
I love suffering too. Each time there's suffering, I just go in there. I go sit and I breathe. And I'm patient, so I wait for it to go. If you do integration, hoping the suffering will go away, you're not having the good attitude. Do integration just to be conscious. And be patient and courageous to stay there. The pain will go away when it is ready, when it has delivered its wisdom. When you integrate hoping to be done with the suffering as soon as possible, what you do is the moment your ego can make you pretend it just went away, but actually you just pushed it away, it'll become being bad. Law of attraction. Okay? Because at the causal level of your existence, you want it. Now, as a human, you did not want to suffer. But as a soul, you don't see it as suffering. As a soul, you want an experience, so you'll produce it. And if you did not ponder, contemplate an experience of suffering long enough for the wisdom to be delivered to the soul will say, let's do that again. It was with the lover, so you pushed away the lover. And then you find another one. So wonderful, and then it's exactly the same thing. Because your soul didn't yet grasp the experience. You were too impatient. Take your time. Learn how to suffer comfortably without whipping yourself in the back. You know? Your ego is a wonderful part of you. Just take the time to discover it, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself. Take the time it takes, all right? And breathe and relax. The yearning is your ego arguing with the soul. All right? It is ego's reflex to want to control. Do you like to have control in your life? You love to control things, huh? You want it to be that your way? Wanting control is a lie. It's pretending that you once had it. You never had control. You never had control once in your life. It's just sometimes things happen the way you want it. Some things they don't. It's a random occurrence. Okay? It just happened. Oh, I succeeded. No. You were stronger, but I mean, it's a jungle out there. you might find your match eventually. You can't control what comes and what goes. Control and mastery is two different things. Control is putting a lot of effort, a lot of energy on situation, hoping that they will happen the way you want it. Mastery is letting go of what happens and you modulate your inner state of being. And if you are wise and prudent, you will plan ahead. And everything that happens, you will stay just here, just now. But the here and now wisdom will not be a justification not to plan, because not planning is stupid. Okay? It causes suffering. Okay? Live here and now, and here and now be wise enough to plan ahead. And whatever you plan something and it does not happen according to your plan, don't bother. The goal of planning is not for your plan to actually work out. It's just to make sure that suffering will be avoided as best you can. But when you plan ahead and you start to build an expectation that your plan will actually work, you'll have a deception, because most of our plans don't work exactly like we want. Like only 99% of them don't work, and 1% maybe sometimes give us the illusion that it's perfectly how we wanted it, but until we discover, well, we could have been better, this and that. And then we complain again, unsatisfied, because we yearn. Yearning cannot be satisfied. It's an attitude. If you yearn for something and you get it, it's just a little celebration that your ego will do. Yay, I got it. It's a phantom city, it's a step. Until your ego says, let's yearn for something more. Or just want more. Or keep it closer. Yearning is an attitude. It's not something you can satisfy. It's just a way of being. I yearn. So look at this yearning. And relax it like a muscle. You can relax a muscle? Oh, let's do that. I know half of you got this wisdom, but half of you didn't, so let's do it. Tighten your arms like this. Strong. Up, higher than your head. Hold. Stronger, 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 stronger. Let go. Now you have let go of the effort. And if you look, there's just some kind of weird tension in your arms. Even if you let go of the effort, go in your arms. Go consciously in your arms and relax them. Want them to be relaxed. Relax the arms. The feeling is different. Because you want to relax, because you're paying attention to the letting go. It relaxes. So we made an effort. You can look here now. We made an effort that would provoke a tension in our arms. And then just letting go of the effort still kept the tension. It did not keep the strength or the hanging on. But the stress, the result of energy was still there. But when you went to your arms and you willingly wanted the relaxation, you gazed on this letting go of the muscles, it dropped. Okay? So letting go of your object of desire is not enough. Letting go of the yearning is not enough. you have to intentionally go into the yearning place and not yearn or want it to let go. Change your wanting. Do you understand this? Everybody think about something that you want or yearn for. It's very easy. Go there. Breathe. And now, just deciding I'm not going to yearn anymore is not enough. Go in that yearning, you feel it. You feel the idea of I want it. You feel something inside you that's putting pressure to want. Relax it like a muscle. It will deliver an experience of abandonment, of loneliness, because yearning is tensed by abandonment. Breathe and relax. Breathe into this emotion. The more you go into the yearning place and you relax the yearning muscle in your emotional or physical plane, the more you relax this yearning power in you, it lets go of the emotion that allow it to stay. So you relax it. And this tension, the stress in that case is abandonment. This is why we yearn. You let go of that, the emotion is released. Breathe. Sink into the emotion. Just observe it. You see, you are not stressed by the yearning anymore. You simply have the emotion. Now look at the emotion. It goes to the heart and softly starts to let go and becomes just energy that recirculates in your system and disappears. It just goes back to potential energy. Now you have resources available again for you to put your mind on something and it will go there. So if you allow your ego, your human animal, to contemplate the object of your desire, yearning muscles will tense again and pack up with more abandonment. So don't do that. Breathe and come back here. Okay, do you get the system? The working is just mechanical system in nature. If you allow your ego to keep contemplating the object of your desire, it will pack up this consciousness back in the yearning system, because of the law of attraction was made in every part of our body, every level of our existence. And it will tense again this system, packing it up with abandonment to make sure that you will do everything you can to go get the object of your desire. That is called yearning. But considering that almost everything we yearn for in life we cannot have, only a few little things we can have, but most of it we can't, you have to learn to master yourself. So it's different than control, you see? Control is putting a lot of energy to make sure it will happen. Mastery is to go into the state you are and make it how you want to be. So you start with little things, you know, wanting coffee, not wanting coffee. There will be abandonment of the body if you're addicted to caffeine. Oh, just by the way. Cheers. But as you gain practice, you can go into the yearning processes in you and stop being in love with someone by will. And if you understand this state of being, you can go inside you and produce you to be in love with someone by will. Regardless of your preferences, you have the power to modulate every single human component that you are built with once you act from the point of view of the soul. Alright? You are the master and you tame your beast, your animal. Okay? Now, this is years of practice. Okay? Years. And it is not absent of suffering. Right now, we just want to look at one aspect, which is yearning. Because I want you to master the art of attraction and how the ego misunderstands attraction is attachment and yearning. We are attached to people. How do you detach from someone? You look at the attachment. You find it. You identify how suffering it is to be attached to something that cannot be close. And you suffer it out. You just pay attention to this built-up consciousness of want, of attachment, and you relax it. And it will release an emotional state. And you breathe it, and you relax, and you allow it to be there. Don't push your emotion away because you want to get rid of the suffering so quickly. Be patient. Sometime, and especially when the emotion is very dense, when the emotion comes from a physical yearning. A physical yearning is 100 times denser than an emotional yearning, and 1,000 times denser than a mental yearning, okay? At the mental level, we have a thought. The consciousness at the mental level will say it's 1 unit of mental level, okay, 1 unit of density. Emotional density is 10 times denser than mental. Energy, chi, is 10 times denser than emotion. If you have an emotion, power 10, you know an emotion sometimes is strong. If you have 10 times the power of a strong emotion, you'll have a physical effect. You'll have an energy effect. And if you build up 10 times this energy effect, you'll have an effect on physicality. This is how some people do telekinesis and actually move something by building up 1,000 amount of conscious power at the level of mind. But it's too difficult to do that. So what they do is use their mind and they pack up with emotion, with an emotion of movement. 100 times the intensity of a normal emotion. And I'm not talking about, that's cool. I'm talking about the emotion that are painful or joyous. 100 times that. Densify it, have physical effect. But this process is always working. So whatever happens in your intellect or your emotional, the mind is both mental and emotional. Okay, the mind is all that. Okay. So whatever happens here is always slowly affecting whatever is beyond, because naturally the consciousness comes from the vacuity, goes into your oneness state and flows down to the soul, flows down to the human and affects the body. So whatever you have in your mind is tainting that holy light and producing sickness in your body or health. If you have a holy mind, you're always producing that. It works that way. Okay? You're creating that way. So if in your intellect and your emotional body, you keep contemplating through conditioning that you want a specific person in your life, that you can't live without it, that you must have it. What you're doing is putting cumulative strain on your energy body, and your life force will be modulated. And when your energy body is affected, your hormonal body is affected immediately. Hormonal is first thing that is snap in, because our hormonal and nervous system are really close to the level of consciousness of the vital body. Then it goes into the physical body, and you're stuck. You're stuck with an hormonal or pheromonal and peptide combination that makes you yearn a specific person. You tune into a chemical formula that corresponds to the other specific formula of his blood and smell and everything. And you're physically stuck with a yearning. Okay? Now that will damage your mind. That will make you crazy. Okay? So there is a way to just go into this natural reflex of want, of yearning, and relax it. It will naturally release the abandonment. Why does the human yearn? It feels abandoned. It feels something lacking. What is lacking? What is missing for the human to yearn and start to search for that thing? And then fix an idea on someone and then go try to get it to someone or something. It is missing everything else. Okay? It's just missing the natural flow of things. So the practice of Atma Yoga, when you practice yourself sinking in the body, feel alive, And the emotion, oh, now the emotion is a bit abandonment because we just talked about that. Okay, be conscious of that in the mind. Sometimes there's a bit of reject and guilt, but mostly abandonment and yearning. And then you go to the wisdom. What is the wisdom of that yearning? The wisdom of that yearning is I separated myself from love inside. The causality is I have produced myself to find suffering outside, to force me to go inside and go get the love. I produced in my life a suffering of wanting to be loved from the outside, from someone else. There was suffering. So I have no choice to go back inside. Okay? That's why the soul wants these kind of experiences. So you cause it. And then consciously you observe it. And when you acknowledge it, then you just absorb. And your integration is done at all these planes at once. You're just doing your integration, but mindful and conscious. And the convection will be very powerful. It'll just go. And you start to modulate things very quickly. So I give it to you, my Lord. I surrender consciousness. May your will be done and not mine. Okay? Give to God. And stay mindful. And go in your body that yearns and relax the yearning like you would a muscle. And relax your mental thinking of need. But I need her, I need him. Relax this false idea. Sometimes you're just conditioned. You're just conditioned to yearn. Okay? And even as a master of these experiences, I have all this yearning. Why? Because my animal is very healthy. And it's strong. I'm not talking about the amount of body fat I have. I'm talking about the yearning process. And stuff happens, and I want a new video game, and I want a bit of alcohol, and I want the rare cooked steak. Well, it's not often, but sometimes it strikes me. Okay? And I want to copulate her. It just so happens I don't want to copulate him, but that's my choice. There's no judgment, by the way. Any homosexuals in the room? Only one? Shit. You're lonely? No, he says no. All right. I love you, Carlos. No. I love to tease people. So this yearning is one of the biggest blocks to evolution. You agree with that? It's one of the major blocks to your evolution. Okay? Unsatisfied. A tool, you say? Well, it's a tool when you master it. You master this experience, but most people here don't master it. I'll rephrase it to satisfy your mind. To be stuck with yearning and not deal with it, it prevents your evolution. Okay? Thank you. So if you want to master the art of creation, of manifestation, a lot of processes are required. Usually, there's only one single state of being that is required. But since we have so many blocking hindrances to this simple state of being, we will say a lot of things are required. It's required not to yearn. It's required not to block. It's required not to judge. There's a lot of not, actually there's an awful lot of things you must not have for this simple state of manifestation to work. Okay? Pay attention to the body. Breathe in, let go. And to the life force. And to the emotional plane. Even if there's nothing left to feel, you're just conscious that there is emotion. That there's intellectual talk, thinking process, understanding, and relax your mind. And then wisdom gained by experiences that you have caused Causality is a component in manifestation, but let's go to consciousness, and everything flows. Okay? For manifestation to happen, you need to go in that state beyond individuality. When you are individual, you're just you. For manifestation to happen, there has to be interaction with the outside and the inside. So the key at the fourth plane is forget there is an inside, forget there is an outside. There is a there, a kasha. There's an everywhere. Okay? There's an every when. There's no here and now. It's everywhere and every when, not local, not timely. Okay? So you just forget that there is an individual. And if there is yearning, you are empowered with the idea that is an individual, because I want. If you want to manifest, you have to stop wanting something. That's weird, eh? The animal has to stop yearning for something so that you will have the ability to create it. So you have to surrender to the will of God, saying, I give it into your hands. But nonetheless, I will be thinking about feeling joy in my feet. Feeling joy in my feet, okay? But if it doesn't happen, it's okay. I'm not attached to the plan, I'm just planning. Joy in my feet, okay? Joy in my legs. I'm just trying that, okay? So think about the body, feeling, energy, human, emotion, mind, and consciousness, and everything was caused, but not here. Everything was caused. Causality in general, and emotional in general, beyond the conscious individual. Just everything is always interacting. Okay? And you're just thinking, hiya, everything is just that. And there is an origin that produced it, and from nothing. And I breathe, and now we'll do the inverse. From nothing, a creation, everything in the universe just happened together and localized in a single consciousness with all my feet, and I cause it to be wisely. I understand happiness in my feet, and I think about it. My feet are happy, I feel it, and this energy down physically, yeah, my feet are experiencing joy. Alright? So we do the 10 to 0, not 10 to 1, but 10 to 0 process to go get there. And once we're there, we come back. But when we go up, we let go of everything. We let go of everything. We just go on. We go to the higher state of being. But when we come back, we have nothing in mind, nothing in mind, nothing in mind, nothing in mind. And now you localize. In this process, you do the localizing. Yes, there is that. You don't focus, I want money. You will be manifesting your ability to want money without having it. Okay? Don't think, I want money. Think, money. Thank you, abundance. Oh, I'm so happy with all the wealth. Think it as already there. For a moment, pretend that it's already there if you can't believe it. And as you come back, when you go from 3 to 4, you localize, you put it here and now. And you feel it is being caused by your soul, and there is wisdom. It is wise to have that. If you don't think it is wise to have the object of your manifestation, you won't be able to produce it. So it's a good thing to have it. So you see, if in your mind you have a judgment, well, maybe I don't deserve it, lock it up, that's it. You need to know it's a wonderful thing, it is wise, and you're at peace with that. Sixth plane is to be at peace with your whatever you're doing. And mentally you think about it, and emotionally you feel it's existing, and at the life level you feel vibration charging the physical realm, and boom! And then you use mantra to amplify it. Kritanyarta Mahadev, Kritanyayata Mahashakti. And you feel the overwhelming power of abundance just flowing. Okay? Breathe and relax. So, to free yourself from the blockage, the hindrance at these levels, okay? Physically, you have to do something to make it possible. If you want money and abundance and you're not working, you're producing, actually, there is no money in my life, I don't want it. Okay? You have to move. Or else physically won't move. If you don't physically do something, you will not have the manifestation at the physical level. Okay? You want to have a physical healing, you need to take a mala and to walk around while you do the mantra. You need to be physically implicated in your healing, or else you will not manifest at the physical level. You need to say it aloud to hear yourself. Because you're going to heal your mind a lot. Okay? You want to heal your body? Om Dim Ra Ra Dea Siddharoga, Om Dim Ra Ra Dea Siddharoga. Right? Physically. Vitally. You need to go there. Ha! Right. At the moment you do it, charge it. Okay? That is wealth. I'm so happy with the abundance. Yeah. Right? It has to be implicated. If it's not implicated, no manifestation. Emotionally, you need to feel good about the wealth you have. Now, that's a problem, because most people manifesting wealth feel not wealthy. Because you are unsatisfied with what you've got. So if you want to manifest something, you need to learn the art of contentment. To satisfy yourself with what you have. If you're eating every day, you have clothing in your roof, you have everything you need in life. Everything else is luxury and fantasy. Right? So if you have food every day, and you have clothing, and you have a shelter, and no one is threatening your life, maybe you already have everything you really need. Maybe you are swimming in absolute abundance, and you're just still yearning. Alright? Relax the yearning, relax the wanting, and say, I'm going to rejoice myself with what I have. And like the alchemist that turned his back to money so he can actually go and produce gold out of lead. Like the immortal who contemplates the idea of dying so that he can produce immortality in his body. Okay? Accepting the actual fact. So when you feel gratitude for everything you have, at the emotional level, when you feel gratitude for what you have, you feel lonely, but at least you'll be happy to have yourself. You feel gratitude for your soul to be there. Now you feel gratitude. Now you can feel, oh, I'm so happy with who I can exchange with. If it is only yourself, then it is only yourself. The feeling of gratitude of at least being able to have a relationship with yourself. Now you feel gratitude for having a relationship. Bang, you can manifest a relationship. So that's where you fool your mind. You have to find a way to already have what you want to create, so that you'll be able to create it at a more extensive level. Do you understand this? You want a relationship in your life because you feel so lonely, you have to be in a state of gratitude for the relationships you have. So you at least pick yourself. You want more money, more abundance? Appreciate the fact that you eat every day. And if you can eat only once per 2 days, you appreciate and you're in gratitude for eating once per 2 days. Well, you're not in gratitude for eating once per 2 days. You're not focusing on that. Oh, thank you for the little food I have. Say, thank you for the food I have when I have it. Okay? So that at this point, the energy will be, I have food. So if you're trying to manifest, but your feeling is, I don't have enough money, alright? Just gonna make sure you don't have enough money. Alright? So you have to find a way to fool the human planes that are always yearning and unsatisfied. Alright? So that's the work. That's the terrible dharma. Okay? You need to fool yourself. Now, there's a completely stupid way to fool yourself that the New Agers and the manifesting teachers have taught the world that just creates so much suffering. Write a check of $10,000 because you wrote it, you're going to produce it. And you write yourself a check of $10,000. And you write the date, and on that date you'll deposit it. And on that date you go and deposit it because you learn you had to do it. And your check, even if you're depositing money in your own account, the check bounces and you have fees. You don't have the legal right to do that, okay, because people were fooling around with their own account. It's a way to steal yourself and the bank for a while. So some people said, stop thinking you're poor, just go ahead and act like if you were rich and you'll get there. And you have tons of people spending all the economy they have, and then they find even more suffering because they can't buy a single meal. Because they can't pay their invoices, their bills, because they acted like if they already had money. Okay? And that's what they teach, like in The Secret. Okay? Not the movie, but in the book. And some other laws of attraction thing. That's completely stupid. You have to be responsible. The way to fool yourself that you have everything you need and all the abundance you want is not to go spend all your money like if you had a higher lifestyle than you actually have. You have to stay responsible. Wisdom. You have to be wise. You have to go inside you and feel the extraordinary abundance that you have. And then turn around and write checks according to the amount that you actually can be responsible of and deal with. Okay? So if you go with these people who say, you want to lose weight? You have to unprogram your mind of being fat. Never hang out with a fat person again. This is written word for word in the book The Secret. That's not taking over the animal. That's not being in charge and in power. In power is, I'm so happy to be alive, my body is so healthy. I'm happy to be alive and my body is healthy. The proof is, I'm alive, or else I'll be dead, so I'm healthy. And your mind says, but I have this cancer in my liver, I'm going to die. But you're alive, so you're healthy. It's just one little link that's going bad, and it's going to heal eventually. You need to go feed it. Contemplate every part of you that is healthy, so that the whole of your body will say, oh, I'm healthy? All right, now you can go get the power of creation and sink it in reality. Okay? And your cancer will just fade away. Because you are embodying, I'm so healthy. With willpower. You have too much fat? Well, first of all, you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I hate myself. Now, that's a very wrong perception. You don't hate yourself, you just hate the excess fat. Okay? And there's another misperception. You don't hate yourself, you hate your body. It's not you. You hate your body. Okay, let's say you hate your body. So you don't hate yourself. You just hate the body you are in. All right, let's start with that, one step. So you can start believing that you love yourself, but you just hate your body. Next step, you look at your body, and it's not the body you hate, because you love that your heart is working, you love your lungs to be pumping the air, you love about everything in your body except the excess fat. Okay, so you love your body, but not the fat. Oh, okay. You just hate the fat. So you can love yourself, and you progress to loving your body, but not the fat. All right, it's cool. Now the fat is not even your body. Fat. Fat is an alien substance in your cells. It's not even in your body. It's not even your body. It's just a stranger. You know, it's a squatter. It's squatting. You know the expression squatter? Yeah. There's someone residing there, and it wasn't supposed to be. So, what do you have? What's your experience with strangers? You hate strangers? You're xenophobic. Love your fat. It's not your fat, it's just fat, by the way. Residing there. Love it. Have compassion. So you're sinking into your body with this experience of having a healthy body. And by the way, having a healthy fat level in the true laws of nature and in Cosmopolitan is completely different. Okay? Yeah. In society, styling, you know, the what is trend, you know, what is in, is not the truth. The amount of fat you have has nothing to do with your level of health. What is important is your ability to carry it. It has nothing to do with the amount you carry. It has to do with your ability to carry it. If you can carry it, you're healthy. Okay? And people with a bit of fat survive longer than very, very skinny people. Unless, unless they're divine beings incarnate, and then it doesn't apply anymore. I'm teasing. I'm just joking. People with a bit, you have a bit of fat, come to your friend, I guess. She goes, yes, I'm so fat. Doesn't make you want to judge yourself a bit. So I'm just taking little examples here to show you how you misunderstand nature, which is what prevents you from modulating it and making it into whatever you want. Do you understand that? So you can apply this step by step. I did it with abundance. I did it with if you eat or not. I did it with the amount of money you want to create. Now I did it with the fat. I did it with your liver. I gave examples. Now you will think about this. You want to regenerate your eyes? If you are not blind, you see. And whatever you see, you really see it. So you enjoy the art of seeing. Just don't pay attention to the blur for a while. You're appreciating that you see. And now your eyes have love. You accept me just how I am, all right. And then you can go into my vision is perfect. And bring back your eyesight. This is what I did. Everyone in my family's, every side, 2-3 generations above, everyone has glasses. Except another guy, one. I mean, in the whole lot of like 50 of them in the tree. And I've been spending 40 to 80 hours a day in front of a computer almost every day of my life since the age of 5. And I have perfect eyesight. Because at one point it was dimming. I just made it to go back better. I had toothaches, cavities. Oh, it's a cavity, I get it. Regrow, regen, that's it. I once tried to get rid of the body fat, but having a bit of body fat is completely in tune with nature. I just accepted myself. I wanted to have a healthy body weight, and I fixed myself there. Even if I train like crazy, it just, regardless of the amount of food I eat, I got the level of fat. I'm healthy because I produce my body to be healthy. You understand this? You will find a way to find your own balance and get rid of the judgments. Okay? I mean, fatter people a few hundred years ago were hunks. You know? Yeah. Okay, so it's just to help you understand the process, okay? What we did now was just to go through that aspect. We did up and down, we explained the mechanics. We went through that aspect to get you to understand what is the state of being you have to be in there, physically, vitally, emotionally, and mentally for a manifestation to happen. You have to find it to be wise. You have to appreciate what you're going to manifest. If you have a personal conflict, an existential conflict with what you want to produce, it won't happen. So you have to be in tune. That's to be in tune with your manifestation. And know that you are part of the cause. But causality is not in just your soul. Causality is a universal concept just happening everywhere. This is why your state of I'm causing it will affect the cause everywhere and start to produce it at a physical level so it can go and touch other people and reorient money your way if this is what you want to produce. You know? You have to be conscious of it. It's just a fact. That's it. So you don't create money. You create abundance. You go into the state of feeling abundance. Overwhelming, more than you desire, more than you even need. And you just go, there's so much abundance, wow! And you invade every plane of your individual existence with that. But for the true power manifestation to work efficiently, you have to be conscious there. Okay? To go into the state of nothing. Break time.